Our next guest is the embodiment of constantly reinventing yourself and always doing the unexpected.
Yeah, in fact, he inspired many when he said he wanted to better himself by going back to school, and just recently, in fact, graduated with several distinctions in a project management course. He is also, if that wasn't enough, a hit on TikTok and a restaurant owner. Today he speaks to us about his legacy, never backing down, and sharing perhaps some pearls of wisdom too. Who else if not the musical genius, the hitmaker, Oskido, I believe, joining us via our video link on this Friday morning. It's great to have you on the program, sir. Thank you for making time in what is undoubtedly a busy schedule, given just what I've mentioned today alone. First things first, congratulations on the graduation. Not just getting through that, but also doing so with several distinctions. And, you know, when I think back to my time, which wasn't too long ago, might I add, often you're told it's not about the piece of paper at the end, but about the process. So how was the process for you?
Well, for me, I think it was a challenge for me. I mean, I started this journey, I think my daughter, it was during January when he said, no, Daddy, let's do 21 days of not eating meat, strictly veggies. And because everyone knows at my house that I love my meat, man. So therefore, I didn't want to do it. But finally, I decided to do it. And we did start 21 days. And then she says, wow, so what's next? Do you understand? What's the next challenge? Then I said, okay, let me go to school. And then I wanted to empower myself that way. So that's how the journey started. Then I enrolled in University of Pretoria for the project management course, because when I looked at my life, I thought this is what I needed for me to enhance whatever I'm doing in any field.
Yeah, and some people will also tell you that there's just so much out there. Just as you peak the one mountain, you realize there's another peak waiting for you on the other side of that. I think that was a quote from the former president. I guess this is part of what motivated you to keep adding to the list of achievements that you have.
Yeah, definitely. I think as a person, because what I've realized that, I mean, you can have your savings, you put the money in the bank, but, if you take that money and then you invest in yourself, education, or you do anything, you learn a certain skill, no one can take away that from you. Understand. So therefore, even if anything happens, but the fact that you've invested in yourself, for me, that's what is key. So I looked at all my areas. I'm part of Kalawa Jasmine. We've been running a label for almost 25 years, very successful label. I'm now on a restaurant, Daruma by Oskido. Then from there, and other business interests I have, but I really realized that, what I was lacking was putting up my planning was really what I needed to improve on.
Yeah.
So that's how I came to this conclusion. So you're right. So you have to keep going on, but look at your areas where you think you're weak. If you look at yourself and you criticize yourself and say, you know what, I need to improve on this, and then you embark on it. So this is what my journey is all about. So
it was a degree that you took up with intention. But were you expecting the distinctions?
Well, I wasn't. It's only when I got to the course, when I got to the class, we're about 30 of us. And then most of these people I was studying with, some of them, they're working for big companies, they're intellectuals, they've got degrees in certain areas. So when I got in there, I was first scared because, wow, everyone was a highly qualified academic. Only when we started doing what project management is all about, that's when I realized that all the things I've been doing in my life, they've been I've been doing, life is a project.
Yeah.
So I've been doing events, I've been planning the releases of artists, anything which I was doing, I realized that, even building my restaurant, it was sitting down planning. Then I realized that, no, man, this is what I've been doing. So that's why it was easy for me to get a distinction.
So were you schooling the lecturer? Is that what you're telling me? Because you did the practical before the theory.
Yeah, well, I'm saying on the stuff which I was doing, yeah. I realized that it's easy for me because I was talking on a field of which I'm doing, because I wouldn't want to go and say, listen, I want to build a chemical plant or something like that. But I'll come in and say, okay, if I have to plan a party, what do I need to do? I need to create an invite. I need to send a guest list. I need to get the soundman. I need to get the venue. I need to do the budget. But for me to do that, who's going to do that? Who's doing that? So all these things then were coming in play, in my eyes, because I do that every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Fair enough. It's difficult to speak to you, Oskido, and not bring up the question about longevity and legacy in what you do. And that's because typically people who are met with the kind of success that you have, in some ways along the way, get derailed. Many suggest it gets to your head. In some instances, there are many voices that end up getting involved, and that somehow distracts you. But that hasn't been the case for you. I mean, how would you reckon you've been able to get it right for so long?
Well, I think it's a daily thing. You have to really practice it every day, because all the stuff which really messes us up, I think it's our mind thoughts. I mean, what we think in the mind, because we always think, wow, can I do this? What will the other person think? You gotta be yourself. You have to keep going. So I try most of the time to improve myself, especially in the way I think, the way I see. Because the brain, the mind is such a powerful tool. But so many things come in play in it, and then you can start, seeing illusions or about something else, or you can think about someone before. When you see someone calling you, already you've got your own thought process. But I try to, now I'm on a journey of working on my mind. So like lately, I wake up, do my 15 minutes meditation, trying to be quiet by myself. You know what I'm saying? Trying to kill all those thoughts. So therefore, I've been really working on my mindset, and it's something which we have to do almost on a daily basis. Be grateful with what we have, because most of the time, we don't look at what I have. I mean, when I started, I want to be a DJ, and God gave me that. I wanted to run a successful record label. God gave me that, So therefore, I have to look back. And when I look back and say, wow, how many people within what we've done at Kalawa we brought up together? That's what gives me happiness. So therefore, I try to be on that, and I keep challenging myself. As you can see right now, I decided to say, okay, here I am. Let me do this. I mean, I remember when I went to the platform TikTok, a lot of people were saying, wow, what is the old guy doing in there? Do you understand? But for me, this was the moment which I cherish the most, because this is what I do. I spend a lot of time with my kids, and that's when I'm getting to know better about my kids, and I'm looking at it as like playtime with my kids, and we're connecting properly.
Sure. Only you can be playing and end up being a hit on a certain platform like you have on TikTok. But speaking about your kids, I mean, it was your daughter who you mentioned got you onto this 21-day fast. You got that right, and then you decided to enroll for this degree. You've gotten that right with several distinctions. So let me ask you the question that she asked you. What's the next challenge?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's asking me what's the next challenge, and it's like so I've been looking and saying that, the music industry is moving very fast. I've been in the game for a long time, but listen, maybe let me look at my career and say, what do I want to do? So I'm about to launch a music platform where I'm going to be helping a lot of young artists to distribute their music. So that I want to be a success. And that's my next journey, where I'm going, where I'm getting all the young guys who want to distribute, anyone who wants to distribute their music. Because remember, now people don't have any distribution channel, especially when the physical sales died. Remember, I used to go and buy music at Musica. We used to go and deliver CDs and all that. So it's difficult for a lot of people to distribute their music. And there's lots of young kids making their music, but they don't really know where they are going. So in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be dropping that, and that's my next journey.
We look forward to it. Given your track record, it's likely to be a great success. Oskido, it's always great chatting to you. Thank you so much indeed for making time for us mere mortals on the AM Report, and all the best with what lies ahead. Oskido, of course, is a producer extraordinaire, musical genius, multi-award-winning musician, and also a businessman, and most recently, a graduate with several distinctions. Once again, thanks very much indeed.